Good morning, students. I, Dr. Manoj Sharma, welcome you on the EduSet network. Student, in today's lecture, we will discuss about the various microorganisms which are important for the human society. Besides microscopic plants and animals, microbes are the major component of biological system on the earth. You have studied, students, the diversity of the living organism in 11th class. So you know कि माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो हैं वो किस किंगडम के अंदर आते हैं, आप सभी को ये जानकारी होनी चाहिए. Students, microbes are present anywhere in the soil, water, air, inside our body and that of other animals and plants. सभी जगह पे माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स पाए जाते हैं. इस पृथ्वी पर कोई भी ऐसी जगह नहीं है, चाहे वो ऊंचे पहाड़ हों, चाहे वो ज्वालामुखी का मुख हो और चाहे वो समुद्र की गहराई हो, सभी जगह पे माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स पाए जाते हैं. They are present even at the sites where no other life forms could possibly exist. Such sites are deep inside the geysers, thermal vents, where the temperature may be as high as 1000 degrees centigrade. Deep in the soil, under the layers of the snow several meters thick and in highly acidic environment. Microbes are diverse. They include protozoa, bacteria, fungi and microscopic plants, viruses, viroids and also prions that are proteinaceous infectious agents. Microbes like bacteria and many fungi can be grown on nutritive media to form colonies that can be seen with the naked eye as visible on your screen. Such cultures are useful in studies on microscopic organism. बच्चों, आपके स्क्रीन पर दिख रही पिक्चर में हमने वायरस, बैक्टीरिया, फफूंद, फंगस और एल्गी की किस्म को दिखाने की कोशिश की है. Students, you have read the microbes cause a large number of diseases in human beings. They also cause disease in animals and plants. But this should not make you think that all microbes are harmful. Several microbes are useful to man in diverse ways, and we will discuss this importance in point-wise. We use microbes or products derived from them every day. Let's take example. You know the curd always formed from milk. Microorganisms such as lactobacillus and other commonly called lactic acid bacteria, which are also known as LAB, L-A-B, grow in milk and convert it to curd. This is the simplest type of conversion. During growth, the LAB produce acid that coagulate and partially digest the milk protein. A small amount of curd added to the fresh milk as inoculum or started contain millions of LAB, which at suitable temperature multiply, thus converting milk to curd, which also improves its nutritional quality by increasing vitamin B12 in the curd. In our stomach too, the lactobacillus play very beneficial role in checking disease causing microbes. Students, the dough which is used for making foods such as dosa and idli is also fermented by bacteria. The puffed up appearance of dough is due to the production of CO2 gas which form air spaces in the dough. Can you tell which metabolic pathway is taking place resulting in the formation of CO2? Student, you already studied in your previous classes that this is the process of fermentation. Where do you think the bacteria for this fermentation come from? Naturally, these bacteria come from the environment. Students, similarly, the dough which is used for making bread is fermented using baker's yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. A number of traditional drink and food are also made by the fermentation by the microbes. Toddy, a traditional drink of some part of southern India, is made by fermenting sap from plants. Microbes are also used to ferment fish, soya bean and bamboo shoot to make foods. Dear student, cheese is one of the oldest food items in which microbes were used. Different varieties of cheese are known by their characteristic texture, flavor and taste, thus specifically coming from the microbes used. For example, the large holes in Swiss cheese are due to production of a large amount of CO2 by a bacterium named Propionibacterium shermanii. The Roquefort cheese are ripened by growing a specific fungus on them which gives them a particular flavor. Microbes are also used in manufacturing industrial products. Even in industries, microbes are used to synthesize a number of products valuable to human beings. Beverages and antibodies are some examples. Production on an industrial scale requires growing microbes in very large vessels called fermenters. Students, microbes, especially yeast, have been used from time immemorial for the production of beverages like wine, beer, whiskey, brandy or rum. For this purpose, the same yeast, Saccharomyces, used for bread making and commonly called brewer's yeast, is used for fermenting malted cereals and fruit juice to produce ethanol. Depending on the type of the raw material used for fermentation and the type of the processing, with or without distillation, different type of alcoholic drinks are obtained. Wine and beer are produced without distillation, whereas whiskey, brandy and rum are produced by distillation of the fermented broth. Another product obtained from microorganism is antibiotic. Antibiotics produced by microbes are regarded as one of the most significant discoveries of the 20th century and have greatly contributed towards the welfare of the human society. Anti is a Greek word, students, that means against, and bio means life. So together that means the thing which is against life, whereas as you know, antibodies are helpful for life. However, these are against bacteria. Thus we can say that these are pro-life. Antibiotics are chemical substances which are produced by some microbes and can kill or retard the growth of the other microbes. Of course, that microbes are disease causing microbes. commonly used antibiotic is penicillin. Penicillin was first antibiotic to be discovered, and it was a chance discovery. Behind it is a small story. When Alexander Fleming, while working on Staphylococci bacteria, observed a mold growing in one of his unwashed culture plate around which Staphylococci could not grow, he found out that it was due to a chemical produced by the mold, and he named it penicillin. After that, the mold is known as the Penicillium notatum. However, its full potential as an effective antibiotic was established much later by two scientists, Ernest Chain and Howard Florey. This antibiotic was extensively used to treat American soldiers wounded in the World War II. Fleming, Chain and Florey were awarded the Nobel Prize in 1945 for this novel discovery. After penicillin, other antibiotics were also purified from other microbes. Antibiotics have greatly improved our capacity to treat deadly diseases such as plague, whooping cough जिसको हम काली खांसी के नाम से जानते हैं, डिप्थीरिया गलगोटू कहलाती है, एंड लेप्रेसी कुष्ठ रोग, which used to kill millions all over the globe. The other importance of microorganisms is that they are also used for commercial and industrial production of certain chemicals like organic acids, alcohols and enzymes. Student, acid producers are Aspergillus niger, a fungus of citric which is used to produce citric acid. Acetobacter aceti, a bacterium, is used to produce acetic acid. Clostridium botulism, a bacterium, is used to produce butyric acid, and Lactobacillus, of course, is used to produce lactic acid. Yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae is used for commercial production of ethanol. Students, microbes are also used for production of enzyme. For example, lipases are used in detergent formulation and are helpful in removing oil stain from the laundry, are produced commercially by microorganisms. You have noticed that bottled fruit juice bought from the market are clearer as compared to those made at home. This clearing effect is produced by a enzyme known as pectinase and protease, and all these enzymes are produced with the help of microorganisms. On the other hand, streptokinase, which is produced by the bacterium Streptococcus and modified by the genetic engineering, is used as clot buster for removing clot from the blood vessels of patients who have undergone myocardial interface infection leading to heart attack. Student, another bioactive molecule, cyclosporin A, that is used as an immunosuppressive agent in organ transplant patient, is produced by the fungus Trichoderma polysporum. On the other hand, statins produced by the yeast Monaskos purpureus have been commercialized as blood cholesterol lowering agent. It acts by competitively inhibiting the enzyme responsible for synthesis of cholesterol. In our society, microbes are utilized in sewage treatment. Large quantity of wastewater are generated every day in the city and towns. A major component of this wastewater is human excreta. This municipal wastewater is also called sewage. It contains large amount of organic matter and microbes, many of which are pathogenic in nature. Have you ever wondered where this huge quantity of sewage or urban wastewater is disposed of daily? Find out the answer of this question yourself. Before disposal, sewage is treated in sewage treatment plants, which are also called as STPs, to make it less polluting. Treatment of wastewater is done by the heterotrophic microbes naturally present in the sewage. This treatment is carried out in two stages. Primary stage or primary treatment involves the physical removal of particles, large and small, whatever it may be, from the sewage through filtration or sedimentation. These are removed in stages. Initially, floating debris is removed by sequential filtration. Then, the grit, soil and small pebbles are removed by sedimentation. All solids that settle from the primary sludge and the supernatant form the effluent. The effluent from the primary settling tank is taken for secondary treatment. In the secondary treatment, which is also known as the biological treatment, the primary effluent is passed into a large aeration tank where it is constantly agitated mechanically and air is pumped into it, resulted in the growth of microorganisms. This mechanical agitation allows vigorous growth of useful aerobic microbes into floc, which means masses of bacteria associated with fungal filament, to form mesh-like structure. While growing, these microbe consumes the major part of the organic matter in the effluent. This phenomena significantly reduce the BOD, means biochemical oxygen demand, of the effluent. The sewage water is treated till the BOD is reduced. The BOD test measures the rate of uptake of oxygen by microorganisms in a sample of water, and thus indirectly BOD is a measure of the organic matter present in the water. The greater the BOD of wastewater, more is its polluting potential. Once the BOD of sewage or wastewater is reduced significantly, the effluent is then passed into a settling tank where the bacteria flocs are allowed to sediment, and this sedimentation is called activated sludge. A small part of the activated sludge is pumped back into the aeration tank to serve as the inoculum. The remaining major part of the sludge is pumped into large tanks called aerobic sludge digesters. Here, other kind of bacteria which grows aerobically digest the bacteria and the fungi in the sludge. During this digestion, bacteria produce a mixture of gases such as methane, hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide. These gases form biogas and can be used as source of energy as it is inflammable. The effluent from the secondary treatment plant is generally released into natural water bodies like river and streams. You can appreciate how microbes play a major role in treating millions of gallons of wastewater every day across the globe. This methodology has been practiced for more than a century now in almost all parts of the world. Till date, no man-made technology has been able to reveal the microbial treatment of sewage. Due to increasing urbanization, sewage is being produced in much larger quantities than ever before. However, the number of sewage treatment plants has not increased enough to treat such large quantity of sewage. So, the untreated sewage is often discharged directly into the rivers, leading to the pollution and increasing in waterborne diseases. Therefore, the Ministry of Environment and Forest has initiated Ganga Action Plan and the Yamuna Action Plan to save these major rivers of our country from the pollution. Under these plans, it is proposed to build a large number of sewage treatment plants so that only treated sewage may be discharged into the rivers. So, students, microbes can also be utilized in the production of biogas. Biogas is a mixture of gases produced by the microbial activity and which may be used as fuel. Microbes produce different type of gases as end product during growth and metabolism. The type of gases produced depends upon the microbes and organic substrate they utilize. For example, fermentation of dough, cheese making and production of beverages, the main gas produced was CO2. However, certain bacteria which grow anaerobically on cellulosic material produce large amount of methane along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen, which are inflammable. These are collectively called as methanogens, and one such common bacterium is Methanobacterium. These bacteria are commonly found in the anaerobic sludge during sewage treatment. These bacteria are also present in rumen of the cattle. From there they comes into their feces, यानी कि वो कैटल के पेट में से उसके गोबर में आ जाते हैं, and they help in breakdowning the cellulose and play important role in the nutrition of the cattle. Thus, the excreta यानी कि गोबर जो है कैटल का commonly यूज़ करते हैं हम लोग बायोगैस बनाने के लिए, और ऐसे प्लांट्स को हम गोबर गैस प्लांट भी कहते हैं। बायोगैस प्लांट जो है वो एक कंक्रीट का 10 से 15 फीट गहरा एक टैंक होता है, इन विच बायो वेस्ट आर कलेक्टेड and a slurry of dung is fed. A floating cover is placed over the slurry which keeps on rising as the gas produced in the tank due to the microbial activity. The biogas plant has a outlet from where the gas comes out. Thus, the biogas that produced is used for cooking and lighting. The technology of biogas production was developed in India mainly due to the effort of the Indian Agriculture Research Institute and Khadi and Village Industry Commissions. Microbes as biocontrol agent. Biocontrol refers to the use of biological methods for controlling plant diseases and pests. In modern society, these problems have been tackled increasingly by the use of chemicals, by use of insecticides, pesticides. These chemicals are toxic in nature and extremely harmful to human beings and animals and have been polluting our environment also. Our soil is also polluted through our use of weedicides to remove weeds. However, biological control of pest and disease is done by the use of various microbes. In agriculture, there is a method of controlling pests that relies on natural predation rather than introduce chemically. A key belief of organic farmer is that the biodiversity further health, the more variety a landscape has, the more sustainable it is. The organic farmer therefore works to create a system where the insects that are sometimes called pests are not eradicated, but instead are kept at manageable levels by a complex system of check and balance within a living and vibrant ecosystem. Contrary to the conventional farming practices, which often use chemical methods to kill both useful and harmful life forms indiscriminately. This is a holistic approach that seeks to develop an understanding of the web of interaction between the myriad of organisms that constitute the field, fauna and flora. The organic farmers hold the view that the eradication of the creatures that are often described as pests is not only possible but also undesirable, for without them the beneficial predatory parasitic insects which depends upon them as a food of host or host would not be able to survive. Thus, the use of biocontrol measures will greatly reduce our dependence. Part of the biological farming approach is to become familiar with the various life forms that inhabit the field, predators as well as pests, and also their life cycles, patterns of feeding and the habitat that they prefer. This will help developing appropriate means of biocontrol. The very familiar beetle with the red and the black marking, the ladybird and the dragonflies are useful to get rid of aphids and mosquito respectively. An example of microbial biocontrol agent that can be introduced in order to control butterfly caterpillar is the bacteria Bacillus thuringiensis, often written as BT. These are available in sachets as dried spores which are mixed with water and spread onto vulnerable plants such as brassica and fruit trees, where these are eaten by the insect larva. In the gut of the larva, the toxic is released and the larva get killed. The bacterial disease will kill the caterpillars but leave other insects unharmed. Because of the development of the method of genetic engineering in the last decade or so, the scientists have introduced B. thuringiensis toxin genes into plants. Such plants are resistant to attack by insect pests, and these are known as the Bt cotton is one such example which is being cultivated in some states of our country. A biological control being developed for use in the treatment of plant disease is the fungus Trichoderma. Trichoderma species are free living fungi that are very common in the root ecosystem. They are effectively biocontrol agents of several plant pathogens. Baculovirus are pathogens that attack insects and other arthropods. The majority of baculovirus used as biological control agents are in the genus Nucleopolyhedrovirus. These viruses are excellent candidates for species-specific narrow-spectrum insecticidal applications. They have been shown to have no negative impact on the plants, mammals, birds, fish, or even on the furget insect. This is especially desirable when beneficial insects are being conserved to aid in an overall integrated pest management. This phenomena is commonly known as IPM program, or when an ecological sensitive area is being treated. Finally, students, let us talk about the biofertilizers. With our present day lifestyle, environment pollution is a major cause of concern. The use of chemical fertilizers to meet the ever increasing demand of agriculture produce has contributed significantly to this pollution. There are problems associated with the overuse of the chemical fertilizers, and there is a large pressure to switch to organic farming. Biofertilizers are organisms that are enrich the nutrient quality of the soil. The main source of the biofertilizers are bacteria, fungi and cyanobacteria. The roots of leguminous plants formed by the symbiotic bacteria, which is known as rhizobium, is helpful in fixing the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil, and in this way they provide the nutrients to the plant. Other bacteria can fix atmospheric nitrogen while free living in the soil, and such type of bacteria are Azospirillum and Azobacter, thus enriching the nitrogen content of the soil. Fungi are also known to form symbiotic association with plant. Such fungi are mycorrhiza. Many members of the genus Glomus form mycorrhiza. The fungal symbiotant in this association absorbs phosphorus from the soil and passes it to the plant. Plants having such associations show other benefits also, such as resistance to root-borne pathogens, tolerance to salinity and drought, and an overall increase in the plant growth and development. Students, cyanobacteria, which are commonly known as the blue-green alga, are autotrophic microbes, widely distributed in the aquatic and terrestrial environments, many of which can be fixed atmospheric nitrogen. Let's take the example: Anabaena, nostoc, oscillatoria are the few cyanobacteria which are utilized for this purpose. In the paddy fields, cyanobacteria serve as an important biofertilizer. Blue-green alga also added organic matter to the soil and increasing its fertility. Currently in our country, a number of biofertilizers are available commercially in the market, and farmers use these regularly in their fields to replenish soil nutrients and to reduce dependence on chemical fertilizers. Students, this is all about the microorganisms and their uses in our life. आपको पता लग गया होगा कि सूक्ष्म जीव हमारे जीवन को किस प्रकार फ़ायदा पहुँचाते हैं, और इसी के साथ आप अपना ये लेक्चर समाप्त करते हैं। धन्यवाद।